right, guys, dilations. Here we go. Let me see if I can brighten this up a bit. Okay, a dilation is an enlargement, meaning it's going to get bigger, or a reduction. Okay, of a figure with respect to a fixed point called the center of dilation. Okay, so it's either getting bigger or smaller around the center of dilations. In most cases, that's going to be like our origin. So right here, the center of where our x and our y cross. A dilation is an example of a non-rigid motion. We've talked about rigid motions, right? Translations, reflections, rotations, where every attribute of that figure stays the same. The size, the shape, the angle measures. Well, dilations, things change, right? It can get bigger or smaller, so that makes it a non-rigid motion. The dilation produces similar figures. Which means that the corresponding angles, they're going to be congruent still. So if one was 30 degrees, it's still going to be 30 degrees. But the corresponding sides, they're going to be proportional. All right, so then rather being the exact same measure, they're going to either be double or half. They're going to be proportional to one another. Okay, moving along, we have scale factor. And that indicates how much the figure will enlarge, so get bigger, or, so is it going to get bigger, or is it going to get smaller? So the variable for scale factor, I want you guys to think K. Okay, all right. K, okay? When K is greater than 1, the dilation is an enlargement. All right, so it's getting bigger and bigger and bigger. Kind of like the girl in Willy Wonka. Violet, I think. When K is less than 1, the dilation is a reduction. Meaning it's getting smaller. It's shrinking, like a little shrinky dink. Okay, so dilation rule when the origin is the center. I could read you all of this, but writing it out I think might make a little bit more sense. You have your original point, x and y, and then what happens is you take your scale factor, k, and you're going to multiply that by your x and by your y. Oops. Okay, so your k is simply multiplying by your OG original values. So let's see what I mean by that. Here our scale factor is 2, so we're going to take all of these points and multiply it by 2. But first off, let's just go ahead and graph it. Okay, so you're going to go -5, 1, I'll mark the center of my graph to just kind of help me. So I'm going to go over -5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and I'm going to go up 1. I'm going to label that R because that's my R. And then negative, for S, I'm going to go -3, up 4. And that's my S. All right, for my T, I'm going over 2 and down 1. And if you want to use a straight edge, it will be a bit more precise, but you do not need to. Now what we're doing is we're taking this 2 and we're multiplying it by all of our numbers. So for R, our new point is going to be -10, 2, because 2 times -5 is -10, and 2 times 1 is a +2. right, and then we're going to, for t, get 4, -2, and for s, get -6, 8. And we're going to plot those points. So I'll do my r first, which is going to be -10 up 2, and that's going to be r prime. And t is going to be over 4 down 2, so there's t prime, and s is going to be over 6 and up 8. That'll be s prime, and that's how you do it. So I want you guys to do number 2. All right, draw your pre-image and your image and make sure the scale factor of 3 is going to be getting bigger. And together, so you do this, pause me, do this one, and then we will come to the back page. Okay, so this time you notice that our scale factor is less than 1. That means it's going to be getting smaller. Okay, so again, I'm just going to start by plotting my original figure, all right, my pre-image, and I have -4, +8, and again, I'll mark my origin just so I know where my starting point is. So from here, -4, up 8, there's my w, and x is over 10, up 0. And y is over -2, down 8. Wait, what did I do? I think I did that wrong. Oh, it's a +10. There's my x, +10. And now that looks a little bit more appropriate. I'm going to white this out. I should be using a straight edge, but I don't have one on me right at this moment. Okay, so now I'm going to multiply everything by 1/4. All right, you can use your calculators to do that if that helps you. But -4 times 1/4 is -1. 8 times 1/4 is 2. All right, moving to x. 10 times 1/4 is 2.5. And 0 times 1/4 is 0. Y would be 0.5 and -2. And I'm going to go ahead and graph these. So my w is -1 down 2, or up 2, sorry. That's my w prime. Which is kind of hard to see with this camera. My x is +2, 0.5 over 0, so x prime, and my y is 0.5, so right in the middle, but then down 2. And that's that figure. So what I want you guys to do is number 7 and number 8. All right. So those are the 2 that you're responsible for in order to get credit. And then go ahead and flip your packet and follow along with me. There is a bunch that we get to skip over. Okay, so we're not going to worry about these for now because it's just a lot of the same thing. So what we are going to do is we're going to do number 15 together. Okay, and this is identifying the scale factor. So what you're going to do is you're going to look and identify what your pre-image is, and I'm going to see that my pre-image is this figure right here, and that my image where I end up is this figure. Oops, that purple doesn't even show up. So this figure right here. And hopefully I can see that it's getting smaller. It's a reduction, which means that k has to be less than 1. Okay, you're going to compare your points. So I always try to find one that is on the axes. And in this case, I'm starting with my D. Okay, so I see that my D is over 0, but then up 6. And my D prime is over 0, but up 2. Okay, and remember, it started bigger and then got smaller. So because of that, since it's getting smaller, I'm going to put my smaller number on the top. Getting smaller. Smaller number on top. And my bigger number on the bottom. So 2 over 6. That can be reduced, and I end up with 1/3. So I know that my scale factor is 1/3. Okay, I want you guys to attempt this one. So figure out what your scale factor is. All right, and is it a reduction or an enlargement? And that's it. So there's a couple that you need to finish on your own to get credit, but not too bad. All right, see you guys soon.